Welcome, sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy, my husband is Paul, and we are so happy you are with us today. We're an early retirement, debt and mortgage-free couple living in the Hudson Valley area of New York. And our channel just shows you how to live a full, abundant life, yet spend less money. Today's video, Paul is going to start us out. We are going to get into the garden and we are going to do some harvesting of something that Paul has been waiting for a very, very long time. And then I want to just share just a couple of tips with you on how we can continue to bring the old-fashioned ways into modern times. How we can take some of the sage advice that our moms, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers followed to live within budget and save some money. So we hope this video is super encouraging. So the first thing we're gonna do is get outside with Paul and then follow him into the kitchen. So let's turn this camera around.
Well, I'm back in the garden again, and last time I was in the garden, you guys saw us surrounded by greenery and tomatoes and everything in bloom. But now autumn has hit us, the leaves are falling. Look at these colors. The colors are just amazing. Browns and reds and just gorgeous. So that tells me it's time to harvest our horseradish. Here's horseradish here, and there's horseradish in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just gently dig this up with a shovel and see what the root looks like. Here's a piece of the horseradish. I want to plant this back in the ground, but I'm going to cut some of this off to make some more horseradish. Make sure you wear gloves when you're handling horseradish. The last thing you want to do is handle horseradish and then rub your eyes. We're going to cut this off like this, and this we're going to plant back in the ground. See that little nub? That's going to regrow. Next year we're going to have more horseradish. So we took what we needed, and I left some of the root here. I'm just going to cover it back up for the winter, and it's going to resprout in the spring. Even these little pieces like this, put it back in the soil. Well, here's our first batch of fresh horseradish. And what I did was I dug roots out of the garden. So I put back the little tips for next year into the dirt. I scrubbed these out in a bucket with the garden hose outside. The fumes from horseradish can really affect you. Open your windows in your kitchen if you do this inside. You might want to do it outside. It would be better. Wear glasses or something to protect your eyes. You don't want a shard of this getting into your eye while you grate it. Just use some precaution. I'm wearing gloves, as you can see here, food safe glove. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel it, get the skin off very low, get these dark spots off. Just clean this root up so it's nice and shiny and white, and then we're going to grate this. See this dark spot? You don't want that in your horseradish. So I'm going to continue grating that off, or I might have to just cut this section out and throw it away. So that's what you don't want, is this dark spot. Well, I peeled the horseradish and it smells great. And I took out as many of the little black spots as I could. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up into small 1-inch chunks, and I'm going to put it in my NutriBullet to grate it. If you don't have one of these, you can use a food processor or a hand grater. Anything you can shred this up to make it like horseradish you get in the store. Well, I cut these up into small little chunks, about 1 inch long, but I split them so it's easier to grate in the machine. And I have just about a cup here of horseradish. Let's go. Might need a little more of a blast. What do you think? Yeah, a little bit more. Okay, this is where the horseradish is the most potent. Definitely want to have the windows open. Don't want to breathe too much of this, but this is where it's potent. What we're going to do is put this in the jar. We're going to let this sit for a while before we add the white vinegar. If you let it sit for about 3 to 5 minutes, it's going to be hotter. The longer you let it sit before you add the vinegar, it's going to be hotter. As soon as you add the vinegar, that'll seal in the amount of heat. I like my horseradish hot, so I'm going to let it sit for about 5 minutes and then add the vinegar. You can add a pinch of salt if you want. So I added a half a cup of white vinegar, and then I added 2 more tablespoons of white vinegar to get the consistency that I like. Look how beautiful that is. And it smells fantastic. I love horseradish. Now I'm going to add a little pinch of salt. Just a pinch. Mix that all in. Okay, I'm going to try this out on a tortilla chip. Homemade horseradish. Here goes. Wow. Whew.
Is it strong?
Yeah, you can feel that aromatic taste. Oh, it's delicious. It's really good. You know what's neat is you can get horseradish root at the grocery store. I don't know how much it costs, but it can't be that much. Just cut off some of the ends, plant it in your garden. You'll have horseradish every year. You just cut off the end, put it back in the garden, make your horseradish. So now we're going to put the lid on the jar and we're going to store it in the refrigerator and keep it refrigerated, and it's going to be delicious.
Yay for Paul approved video. He did so well. I didn't taste it because I'm not a huge horseradish fan, but he has been loving it. We hope you enjoyed that little segment. Now what I want to do is just give you like 10 quick tips on what we can use less of and substitute it with something else, or maybe nothing at all. But these are things that, like I said, in the olden days, and even now, because we do it all the time, people implemented these tips to just save some money and stretch their dollar. So let's get right to this. The first one is right off the bat, use less meat. Less meat. So what are we going to use more of? How about fillers? What we want to do is for every pound of meat we use, let's say ground beef, ground turkey, or ground chicken, you're going to want to add a cup of filler. So that could be oats, that could be breadcrumbs, that could be chopped and diced vegetables. The add-ins are endless. But what that does is it bulks up our meat, stretches our dollar, because let's face it, meat is very expensive right now, and you get a delicious meal. So less meat, more filler. Number 2, if you can, start paying your bills online or with auto pay. Right off the bat, you are going to save money on stamps and you are going to save money on checks. So much of our bill paying can be done online now. And just make sure you're doing it from a secure location. That's what we've been doing, and it has saved us a lot on checks. And have you seen the rates of a postage stamp? Number 3, use less sugar when a recipe calls for sugar. Less sugar, more of no other sweetener. So if a recipe is calling for a cup of sugar, first cut down to 3/4 of a cup. If that tastes good to you, go down to a half a cup. We have cut back on sugar in recipes drastically. And if you've been around my channel, you know that every single recipe I try to tweak back the sugar. It's not only money saving because, again, sugar is expensive. It also is super good for our waistline. Number 4, less paid TV. Less paid streaming services and less cable. What are you going to do instead? You're going to use more free over-the-air TV channels, more streaming channels that are free. You're going to craft instead of watch TV. You are going to go for a walk instead of watch TV. Read, crochet, knit, woodwork, whatever you love to do instead of TV. You'll not only cultivate a great habit, but you will save yourself a ton of money. Number 5, less water in the shower. Less water when we're washing dishes. Less water all around. How do we do that? How about installing, if you're able, a low flow shower head? That is a great way to save money on your water bill. And if you have a well, it's just a great way to conserve water. When you're doing dishes, if you do dishes by hand, turn the water off if you're just washing them and then rinse them. If you have a dishwasher, make sure it's a full load. Your washing machine, make sure it's a full load. There are so many ways, again, to save water. Number 6, less junk food, less takeout, less eating out. What are you going to do instead? More home-cooked meals, more homemade snacks. Pop those popcorns, make some brownies. Whatever you're going to pay for someone else to do, if you are able to do it yourself, do it yourself. As far as eating out, as far as drive-thrus, you know that drill. The less you do that, the absolute more money you're going to save. My grandmother, I don't think ever ate McDonald's in her life. I think she probably ate at a restaurant only when we went out as a family. It's just how it was. And we have strayed so far from that for the sake of convenience. Number 7, a lower thermostat temperature by 1 degree. 1 degree. So if you are presently at 70 degrees, try it at 69. Just a degree. Now, I'm not asking you to be uncomfortable, freeze yourself out. That's not it at all, please. But just 1 degree. That 1 degree makes such a difference. More blankets, more sweaters, bundle up, and that 1 degree, you will see a difference in your electric bill, in your home heating oil bill. We have seen it already. What we have started to do in our upper floor, because we're not up there during the day, we turn it down to 60 degrees because we're never up there. We do all our living down here. So why waste the oil heating upstairs to 65, 66 degrees when we don't need to? When we go up at night, we put it up a little bit to sleep comfortably. Number 8, try buying less food that you are not sure you're going to finish. If it is a new item you've never tried, you're not going to get the big jumbo pack of that. Tons and tons of produce, fresh, that you're not 100% sure that you're going to eat. So we need to really watch the overbuying of food that we are not going to consume. That is a big one. Wasted food ranks up there as one of the top ways that we waste money. And how do we avoid that? By meal planning. If your meals are planned, you know what you're eating when, you know what you have in the home, and less food is wasted. Number 9, less procrastination and more doing. I'm not talking about running around crazy, getting all these jobs done. No. But if you know you have to meal plan, take 15, 20 minutes and plan your meals. If you know that a grocery list will help you in the store to food shop, sit down and make that grocery list. Don't just wing it in the store. If you want to have a garden this fall, start planning now for that garden. Look online at seeds you can grow, container gardening. So we need a little less procrastination and a little more doing. And number 10, less criticism. Less criticism of ourselves, of others, and more positivity. More uplifting ourselves, more of uplifting other people. That just rounds out a wonderful, beautiful, frugal lifestyle. So those 10 tips are just practical ways that have been used throughout the generations and bring them into our lives today. So we hope you are still with us, because if you are, have we got a surprise for you. Those of you who follow us on a regular basis know that Paul and I have hit 30,000 subscribers.
Yeah, thank you.
Woo!
Thank you.
You guys, thank you. Yay. And you know the drill. Every 5,000, we give you a little thank you. You are all the reason this channel is what it is. By your love, comments, DMs, support, encouragement. Yeah, you're what makes this channel run. So we thank you for that. And again, we are humbled, as we always say to you. So for today's giveaway, of course, you know how excited I get. We're going to do a bunch of things. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to give away a $25 Visa gift card. And what we want you to use this for, I mean, you can use it for what you want, but we're hoping you will use this for some extra holiday food or to alleviate some of your food budget for the holidays. So this is the first part. Now, to go along with that, because to be good stewards of our food budget, we need to plan. Oh yeah, we do. We need a Mickey and Minnie happy planner. It is almost the holiday season. The new year is going to be started, and this is a completely undated happy planner. If you use this for nothing else but to meal plan, I'll be thrilled. Of course, I hope you use it for everything. You get all the dividers, and they are beyond cute. You also get the stickers for the months. So you can start this whenever you want. You can save it for January if you want. And the dividers are all different, and they are all precious. It's got a monthly section. It's got a weekly section. And you know what the name of this journal is? In every season, find gratitude. Yes, that is what we are all about here, and you know that. How about an accessory pack to go with your planner? So this is what one of our subscribers will win. All of it. So now, how do you enter? Because you know there are some rules. Number 1, you must be over 18 years old. Absolutely no exceptions. Number 2, you must be subscribed to our channel. And yeah, we know whether you're subscribed or not. Number 3, void where prohibited. If your country does not allow giveaways, then you can't enter. It's open to everyone whose territory and area allow it. Number 4, no purchase necessary at all. And number 5, YouTube is not sponsoring this giveaway. To enter, you need to leave a comment below. Because the journal is about gratitude, leave me a comment of something you are grateful for. And include the word grateful. That word grateful, GRATEFUL, must be in the comments. If that word grateful is not in your comment, when we do the YouTube comment picker, you won't be entered. The machine has to see the word grateful. So if you don't want to be entered, leave out the word grateful and just tell me what you're thankful for. We will pick the winner 9 a.m. Friday, November 4th, Eastern time. And Paul and I will film it when we pick it, and the winner will be announced in Friday afternoon's video. We hope you enjoyed today's video. We ask that you subscribe if you haven't. Please take a minute and give this a big thumbs up. It helps us so much. We ask you to stay well. We ask you to be safe. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God bless you.